Good morning. Guess what? I finally lifted my Jeep. Woohoo! What's up guys, how's it going? So if you know me, you know this isn't new news. I got this done in like December, but I haven't made a video about it. So I wanted to make this one of the process of getting it installed and just to tell you about which lift I got and which bumpers I got too. So all these shots I filmed back in December, so let's jump into it and have a look what happened.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Hey, who you talking to? Just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you because I stand tall like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Hey, where the money at? Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get it and split it with my kinfolk daily, and I'm the type of that might change my number on you. Yeah, that's how you react when people took a slumber on you. Pretty brown skin, baby, I can see the summer on you. You see all the bread, and I know it make you wonder, don't you, don't you, don't you? Ooh, I ain't surprised at all. Seen them rise and fall. Went up the mountain, it wasn't hard to climb at all. At the top, I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on, but please don't mess up the...
This is now the Stubby that I put on. It is the Maniac 4x4 classic Stubby. What I really like about it is that the winch gets mounted inside the bumper, whereas like last time the winch I had was mounted on top and it looked very cluttered and just wasn't a fan of that at all. I also wasn't sure about going with a Stubby or with a full one. Actually have really grown to like it. I wasn't sure even right in the beginning about the Stubby, but I've definitely grown to like the look. A little bit of a benefit on the trail because you don't have anything here blocking the wheel, but I haven't actually done any kind of trail that this part has been like needed to be open. The other thing that is a huge benefit for me, at least about this bumper compared to my last one, was that I couldn't take off my grille without taking off the bumper on the last one. How the bumper actually fitted was it went in front of the grille, but close enough to it that I couldn't actually take this off. So when I wanted to change my lights around, I had to either take off the whole bumper or like bend the grille forward and try and get the lights, which wasn't nice at all. So with these bumpers, with all of Maniac's bumpers, the thing is that's really cool about them is it allows you to take off the grille without taking off the bumper. The other thing that this bumper has is actual recovery points in it. So these recovery points are going through and are actually mounted onto the frame itself. So my previous bumper, and not a lot of people like know about that or think about that properly, is that the previous bumper has these recovery points, but they mounted onto the bumper itself, and then the bumper is mounted onto the frame. So those are not actually really good recovery points. You could probably like winch off, it's fine, but doing like a snatch recovery or something where you're pulling really hard like that, you want it mounted onto the frame itself. So all of Maniac's bumpers have their recovery points going all the way through to the frame and not only on the bumper itself. And then moving around to the back, we got the Maniac Stubby bumper. You can see how they designed it. It goes right up against the body here, like really neatly. And if you had the fenders that were cut, it would neatly sort of go out along there. So their designs are like really thought out. And it's also got the tow bar on the back, so I can put the bike on. And the other thing you'll see in the video, we also cut off my exhaust. My exhaust used to be this big thing that came out here. So we cut that shorter, which allows a lot more space for rocks and that kind of thing again too. Underneath we also put on a rear diff guard. It's also a Maniac one. They manufacture all their own stuff, which is really cool. So that's the rear diff guard there. Gives it some extra protection and helps it slide over rocks a lot better. Moving into the suspension, I got the Bilstein, I can't remember how to say it. It's the 5100s it's a 2.5 inch lift. It was a second-hand lift kit actually. The guy whose Jeep it came off had upgraded to a 3.5 inch lift. So I took that over from him and he's gone over to a 3.5 inch and I could go up to the 2.5 inch. Now on the trails, the 2.5 inch lift has made a huge difference. I didn't actually think it would make like that big difference, but when I've driven the same trails that I've already driven before without my lift and then doing it again when it's been lifted, I've hardly hit the bottom of the Jeep at all since I've got it. It just makes the whole experience of doing trails a lot more fun because it allows me to take a lot harder lines now, where previously I kind of would struggle even on the easier line. But now it's like there's all these harder lines that I can do. The thing about having lifted the Jeep but not changed the tire size, because I'm still running those like 31s, what happens then is that the body of the Jeep has lifted higher. Anything connected to the wheels haven't lifted, because that would only lift because of getting bigger wheels. So the benefit of lifting it hasn't changed how high the diff is off the ground. So in those situations I'm basically still exactly the same as when I was at the stock height. But once I change my tire size, then the diff will actually be lifted quite a bit higher, or as high as the tires are, and that will just give me some more clearance, and I'll hit the diff even less. Going forward, I'm definitely still looking to change my tires. I'm looking at between a 33 or 35. Obviously everybody says go 35s, go 35s. I'm also very keen on going 35s, but we'll see what actually happens. I haven't got the money for that quite at the moment. I must say, having this 2.5-inch lift has made a huge difference. Then lastly, I just want to give another shout out to Maniac 4x4 in Cape Town. They did a really good job on my Jeep. Because I had to drive back to Greyton the same day, they all worked like after hours. I think they were all there like an hour and a half after the closing time. So they like really went the extra mile to have my Jeep done in time. Yeah, just overall great bunch of guys that really know what they're doing. They all like ride Jeeps as well, so they know like what the Jeep's going to be going through, and make sure they check that everything is ready for it. If you're in Cape Town or anywhere in the Western Cape, or even in South Africa, and you want to get stuff done to your Jeep in a really good quality place, definitely go to Maniac 4x4. This isn't sponsored by them at all, just a personal shout out to the guys. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think I should do to my Jeep next, or if you think I should go 35s or 33s. Looking forward to reading your comments, and I'll see you in the next video.